Welcome once again, my friends. The love affair that never ends. It is the Charlotte Soccer Show, and I am your host this week, DannyBrams. And as you can see, I am without my co-host, Johnny Hayes. He is out of commission, out of the country, out of the natural order and flow of things, because this man went to the Bahamas. I mean, it's the end of spring. It's almost summertime. You can taste it in the air. And Johnny and his wife just had to get the F out. And I can't blame him, to be honest, because I wish I was in the Bahamas right now as well, although it was a truly lovely day in Charlotte as we are still coming off a massive 3-2 win over NYCFC. What's it like to lose to NYCFC? I don't know. I don't even know. I don't. My team has never lost to NYCFC, so I wouldn't know what that's like. Even in Next Pro, we're undefeated, 4-0, I think, against the Pigeons. I was worried about the Pigeons. Hi, Bridget McCall. Thanks for your comment. Thanks for the dozen or so folks who have joined us. I'm alone. Am I alone, though? Really, Bridget McCall? Because as Michael Jackson once sang, I know he's problematic, but he did once sing, "You are not alone." And I am not alone tonight because Johnny's not here. We shared a great time Saturday night at the Fortress in the Keep in the Min Street End, doing it all. But then he had to get the hell out of the country. So we brought in the man himself, Level Up Luke. We leveled up the podcast, baby. We leveled it up. Welcome in, Luke. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. And thanks for coming in, man.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for the invite, my friend.
We're here talking about a win. We're here talking about a Copetti brace. We're talking about 3-2. We're talking about a home victory. We're talking about a Swiderski Masterclass. We're talking about Christian Latanzio said, yes, Copetti's goals were nice, but Swiderski was the man of the match. And we're talking about Christian Latanzio fighting back. Like he bit back at some critics today, which was really cool to see. And he has a very quick time before he gets a chance to show it again on the pitch because we play again tomorrow, y'all. We're live on a Monday night. We played on a Saturday night. We're live on a Monday night. We play again on Tuesday night. And I want to get definitely, Luke, your thoughts on lineups and all that. But first, we're celebrating. We wanted to go live on Sunday nights. Sunday nights is kind of a great night to do it. But John, again, I'm not going to keep harping on this over and over again, but he thought he was going to be able to do it from his trip. But then, you get down there, you're on the trip, and you're like, I'd rather just be on the trip. So who can fault him for that? So thanks for coming in, Luke. We got the show off the ground anyway with the 1 day delay. And we might end up doing it on Monday nights regularly anyway. Would love to hear comments on that because maybe Monday's better. If there's not this cut match on Tuesday, it would actually probably seem a little more appropriate to be doing it on Monday. Maybe we should have slipped it in on Sunday with the cut match. That's the podcast process, probably more than you need to know. But let's check in with some of these commenters because we're really grateful to everyone, the dozen or so of you have joined us live. We've got you, Go Miram. Yeah, I've got some Miram jokes later. Thank you, Bridget. Joseph Doak, new commenter. I don't remember seeing you in here before, Joseph, but you are always welcome. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's go. I agree. What is up from Mass TJMW? We love to have it. And Alex Ventura, again, what about just Amir? Great addition, right? Should we start there? I mean, Copetti had the brace, but Miram was kind of the breakout player. Luke, what do you think of his performance? And then I'll tell you my story of how my relationship with Miram developed over the night.
Yeah, so where to start with Miram, right? I think he was put in such a tough position in D.C., having to fly across the country, just briefly see the Charlotte skyline before flying up to D.C. to join the team. I mean, that's got to be rough for any player. He doesn't know the system, the coaches, but we plugged him in right away. A lot of people said they just kind of forgot about him. With my group of watch party friends, we immediately just thought, man, this looks like Roy Kent out there. This dude's just running around.
He's
so,
here.
We were chanting that.
Just Miram.
Love it. But, this week I thought he really showed why they brought him in. I thought specifically his ability to contribute to corners along with Westwood back in the lineup made a big difference, got him that assist. And I know we're going to talk about it later, but his charisma. I mean, I think that he really seems like a value to the locker room. And that's been a concern of mine for several weeks now. I think that addition by the front office helps to address a little bit of that cohesion problem.
Yeah, I mean, cohesion is everything. Laddie Daddy is back. He's been talking about it in terms of, I need my vets. I need my vets. I need my vets. Well, he got some vets back to, Saturday night, and it paid off. So whether it was empty chatter or not, the team looked a lot better with veteran presence. Almost almost a mystical way that just like guys who've been there before, been there and done that, and know how to do it again. Just have a way of exerting that sort of attitude and almost essence and aura over their teammates and elevating things. Shout out Brandon Davis, regular commenter, regular stream watcher, awesome dude. Saturday may have been my favorite CLTFC game ever. Can't agree there yet. Nothing's quite matched a few of the heights of 2022. We got Nashville coming up. Nashville sticks out to me. Philly, the Columbus redo. Obviously best of 2023. So shout out to you, Brandon. You know what I did love though? What Saturday might have been some of my favorite post-game sound ever, if you will. One of the best ever on-field tapes. And we were just talking about him, Justin Miram. So let me play this and lean over to your left here, Luke, so we can sort of like look still good on YouTube.
What's up, Charlotte? I love this feeling. I know you guys do too. Great first win for me here. Fans were electric. For the crown, baby. We keep going. See you guys Tuesday.
Love that, dude.
Justin Miram is for the crown, baby. I mean, how great is that? Like, he's on the field celebrating and thanking the fans for the support that he got in his first home start here as a new member of the team, and busts out the catchphrase. Now we have to have him on the show. Woody Wilder, if you're in here, please be listening. If not, I will be looking you up at some point in the near future because we need to have Justin Miram on the show and get him to say the tagline. But that was really cool. Let's look, without further ado, let's check a couple comments here. We'll see what other people are saying. Can we stop stomping on Copetti for a week or two, says Len C. Everybody loves Len Kornacki. Rob Barnes says Westwood stepped up big. Dangerous passing from the team all night. Brandon Davis, Enzo, game of games. I think I called it. Did you call it, Brandon? You might have. You very well might have. And Jorge Torres, he's just happy to see you, Luke. I mean, imagine that. I love it when the guest host gets some love. So we definitely have to show that for sure.
What's up, friends? Jorge, Bridget, Brandon, Lency, love you guys.
Yeah, even Joseph. See, Joseph's already sold. This is how wishy-washy we are as soccer fans. Prisoners of the moment, as they say. I love Vargas, but Miram holds it down for sure. I have to think, I don't have any official word on this, but I have to think that Vargas was carrying some type of like small injury knock type of thing where he was available, but they didn't necessarily want him to go 90 minutes, so he didn't start, and Miram fielded admirably for sure.
I have a hunch that we're going to see more of Vargas tomorrow, and we'll come back to that in a bit.
Oh, you think it's Vargas Open Cup time? I think he'll be rested still till next Saturday, but who knows exactly what's happening because Cambridge isn't available. I do want to, before we go any further, shout out to everybody over at WFNZ who's making the broadcast happen in multiple languages here. I want to play a great video that the club put out today of both of Enzo's goals, the brace, and this is why we went to go get El Tanque.
And sending it forward is Westwood once again for Mackenzie Gaines. Mackenzie in the last third will cross it in. Towards Copetti. He scores! Enzo Copetti from Mackenzie Gaines! And Charlotte once again on top against NYCFC!
Minuto 38, va a ser un córner. Copetti! 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 ¡Báilame! ¡Báilame! ¡Báilame un tango argentino! ¡Y festejemos tú! ¡El gol! ¡Gol, gol, 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 gol! ¡Festejemos tu gol, mi querido Tanque Copetti! Bailando, sonriendo, silbando, gozando y aplaudiendo para celebrar tu gol! ¡Charlotte! ¡Charlotte! ¡Charlotte FC!
Amazing.
Love
Scenes, limbs, baby. And the best thing about that second one, off the corner from Miram, Copetti gave us the lead right back because that was moments after we had conceded and the mood was a little bit sunk after, a great first 30 minutes of the game, took the lead after 10 minutes or so, even before that, even in the first 10 minutes. And to get the lead goal right back was such a great feeling. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we had one goal called offsides that could have changed the complexion of the game. And I know we're not talking about that right now, but I think it was all around a great performance by the team. seeing that cross in from Miram, I got excited all over again, man. I saw that ball go in, and I was just like, that's it. Gaines. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. Breakout game from our wingers. We've been waiting all season to see it. And
the pass from Westwood to Gaines, that I was hyped up. Obviously, you know, I like to get a little bit saucy at these games. I get a little toasty, a little feeling good. So I just, and when you're in that mood, you kind of like tend to get really fixated on certain things. And I just kept like turning to everyone that was around me, and I was like, that is a Premier League pass, man. That is a Premier League pass. That's a Premier League pass. That's what I kept saying about Westwood showing out for sure. I want to play one more clip here. Now, there's no call on this. This is a long shot of Enzo's first goal that shows the Premier League pass I'm talking about there, and you just have to take it all in. Sorry for the kind of dead air here on the audio side when we publish this audio only, but and I'll showcase some comments about this. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this passing. Westwood's pass, Gaines's cross, Enzo being right at the perfect spot. And watch Enzo's run if it shows it here, how he goes when the center back is looking at him. This was pointed out by Stillness Speed, who's a very cool scout on Twitter. Obviously, I'm stealing this take from him, Ewan. But Enzo, when the center back's looking at him, he runs towards the post. And when the center back turns his head, then he changes direction. It's almost like a wide receiver in the NFL, like trying to fake out a DB the way he kind of burns him and finds himself in space. Watch this. I mean, how amazing is that?
What a camera angle.
The through ball by Westwood should be in a museum. Shout out to Grant, the videographer, who took that shot, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Jorge Torres, friend of the show, an absolute tifos from day one, pointed that out to me when we were talking earlier today and said, oh, you got to feature this video clip on the show. And he was right. And I'm going to show it one more time. I won't show the whole thing here, but just watch this one more time. This through ball by Westwood should be in a museum, Grant Bolian. You're exactly right. Just amazing. I mean,
now it looked like the defender got a little piece of it.
I think he just missed it. He just missed it. When you see it from the ground level angle from behind the goal, he missed it. Yeah.
I mean, I've been there as a defender.
Perfectly.
As a defender, you see that ball coming and you think, oh no, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get that leg out, and he couldn't get it.
Yep. How about Keegan McDonald? Balls in behind and an increased speed of play, really different than what we've seen last few matches. Exactly. Too much side to side. We just need attacking play, whether it's into the box or into the corner, into space. Like attacking play is just so much more fun to watch, don't you think? What was your experience of just watching this game, Luke?
Well, so first game that I brought my son to, just turned 4 years old. So it was great to have him with me. He had a great time. He loves celebrating the goals. That was definitely his favorite part. So watching the game, I was a little bit distracted from time to time, but no, I had a great time. It was, sitting kind of at the midfield view. It's a little bit of a different angle than the supporter section, which I also love. But no, it was great. Set pieces really stuck out to me because I've been saying to my friends throughout the season, how are we not taking advantage of set pieces? We got some big guys. We got some talent up there. Enzo's headers, man, the velocity that he flicks that ball in with the head. I mean, we have to find a way to take advantage of that. And I feel like we finally kind of unlocked that a little bit.
How about this? Laser-guided missiles aren't as precise as Westy's passes, Brandon Davis. I mean, the guy's foot, the defender's foot missed it by just mere centimeters for sure. It was so beautiful to see. I pretty much had that same angle where I was sitting of what you saw at the camera. So I was just like, It was amazing. And, shout out to the Ally fan cam for like I don't know if this was probably intentional that they posted a lot of the Ally fan cam pics from after goal celebrations, because there were some great shots of like a lot of people that I know like really having a great time. Like normally there's shots of me just standing around like looking dumpy and like like one of them, so like it was nice that they were able to get like a couple of good pics of us celebrating goals and stuff like that. So what do you think of this comment from Jorge Torres, Luke? This is a good analogy to NFL. We play better in a 2-minute offense hurry up style instead of trying to huddle up and run plays. I mean, is that there's something to that?
Yeah, I mean, my background. I'm a big American football fan.
I don't acknowledge the Panthers. I'm not even sure who the Panthers are. I know they borrow our stadium in the fall.
Yeah, and we've had some of their fans come and join us in FC, and it's a little bit of a culture shock, but that's a good thing. So, what Jorge said about the analogy to football, what that tells me, and I think that we've seen it time and time again, some teams play better when they play instinctive, when they don't have time to think things through. There's this mentality that sets in when you have possession and you're kicking the ball around and the players aren't stepping up. They don't have that sense of urgency. We're not unlocking those midfield passes. So they have to keep passing backwards and backwards until it gets to the goalie. And we're halfway through a possession and the ball's in our defensive third. If we have the urgency that they had at the end of the game, knowing that they need another goal to win, they have to push the ball forward. They don't have time to stop and think about it. Everybody's trying to get open. You're talking about Enzo making those movements. Our wingers are up there also trying to put themselves in onside positions where they can receive the ball, create mismatches. So I think Jorge is dead on. Sometimes with a team like ours, you just can't think too much. You got to just play. You got to do it.
Yeah, Jorge knows what's up. I mean, we've been saying that since the beginning. Shout out to everyone who's with us on YouTube. It's the Charlotte Soccer Show. He's Level Up Luke, filling in for John Hayes, who is out of the country and just having a grand old time and refilling his charge for the summer. It's a long summer. It's a long May. Like, we got a lot of fixtures coming up, and we got games to go to. We hopefully have a cup run. Spoiler alert, I just did, right before we started this live stream, I did a little like 10-minute guest spot with the Orlando City podcast. And I told them like they're fucked and like they better watch out and like we're gonna go down and wreck them. I was like, yeah, we play our first team in the cup, guys. Sorry, like Copetti's gonna play. I think Bridget McCall commented a few minutes ago that Copetti said on his Twitch stream, which shout out, the Copetti Twitch streams are as legit as it gets. He said he's planning to play tomorrow because he got the yellow card, so he's suspended. So here's the bad news from last night's win: Copetti and Jones both will miss the next league game at Atlanta. For 5 yellow card accumulation suspensions. So that's unfortunate, especially because Enzo's was for dissent, right? So it's just like, you're killing us, Enzo. But you mentioned, Luke, you said going and pressing and going to try to get a goal. Let's play the goal and this was another set piece goal. I wanted this to be a Carroll goal so bad. I thought this was like I thought this was just a pure golazzo when I saw it from the stands, and I was like, oh wait, own goal. But let's play it. And I believe this is the call from WFNZ with Will and Jess, if I'm not mistaken. But if I'm wrong here, blame the producer.
It's Swiderski who will approach it, looking toward the net, stick forward, he scores! Might be an own goal, but it does not matter, as Charlotte FC have got the lead back on a set-piece delivery from a big man, Karol Swiderski.
Karol Swiderski will take all of the celebration, and he absolutely deserves it. It's a gorgeous in-swinger.
He absolutely deserved it. He took all the credit on a gorgeous in-swinger. I love it. The dulcet tones of Jess Charman and Will Pelagic, great things.
So I have a lot of hot takes about the glorious sport of soccer. That's another conversation for another day.
Hot take me. It's hot. We're here for hot takes for sure.
I got one, man. I got one hot take here that I think MLS should implement and be a trailblazing leader in the world of soccer. If you contribute to an own goal situation, that last contributor should be credited with an assist. That's
yeah. So you think Carroll should have an assist?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No doubt. And Enzo should have had a goal also. There was an own goal earlier this year where Enzo was like standing by to tap in at the back post also, right? So like unfortunate where we're missing 2 assists for sure. I loved what Carroll did. I called it a masterclass. Lattanzio called him the man of the match. Your thoughts on what Carroll was able to do? He had to go. He had just a freaking powerful header. He like rose above the crowd and slammed the ball like right down into the ground and then the goal was waved off because of like offsides in the buildup, which was so unfortunate. That had nothing to do with Carroll or gains in the assist. But what do you think of that moment in Carroll's game just overall?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of transitioning into another conversation, but I think
let's do it. Let's transition right into that conversation, my friend.
I think Lattanzio had maybe his best game as head coach in terms of starting lineup and substitutions.
Okay,
I think that he put Carroll in a position to succeed, and I think when you put your talent in a position where they can have the support they need, they can receive the passes, they can play the ball along in a way that fits their style of play. You start to unlock those results. You start to unlock those connections that we start to see with the wingers, with the midfield, Westwood contributing, Carroll contributing. I mean, overall, I was, I think my followers on Twitter know how I feel about the coaching in the front office, but I have to say,
Level Up Nation? Is that what Level Up Nation? For
well,
sure,
I mean, I think they know how I feel going into this game, but after the game, I had to admit that there were some very good tactical decisions made. Sure. The team's effort, their possession in the second half, the substitutions came at perfect moments, and putting our players in a position to succeed tactically. I'm a big fan of that. So we all know Carroll has talent. He's a DP for a reason. And if you could pull up a comment from Brandon Davis, who plays the number 9 against ATL on Saturday.
Yeah.
My answer is Carroll. I think you put Carroll back up top.
Yeah, for sure. And that allows you to put in maybe Bender starting in the spot where Carroll's been playing in the midfield or something like that for sure. It's time. Let's unleash Ben Bender against Atlanta for sure. We all miss Ben. If he's hopefully he's feeling better. Unfortunately, I met Mindy and I forgot to ask Ms. Bender for her contact info. So I can't check to see if he's recovered from the illness that he had, unfortunately. But I will say, thanks to everyone who's here. We got a lot of people chiming in and making this a community event, and I think that's really cool. Level Up Luke, thank you so much for filling in for John. I'm DannyBrams. It's the Charlotte Soccer Show. We loved so much of what we saw, and the fight that this team showed to fight back in this Swiderski masterclass we're talking about. The fight continued. The fight was very present on Monday afternoon as well, because Laddie Daddy decided to step in there and fight back because he did an early press conference because of the Open Cup match. We'll talk about more Open Cup lineup stuff in a second. I want to talk about some of these quotes he said, because there was someone in the crowd, I guess, with a Lattanzio out t-shirt. So post-game press conference, he's asked about, hey, what'd you think of the Lattanzio out t-shirt? And he said, I didn't see that kid after the game. Like he's like, what do you people want? It's not like we're Real Madrid coming off 3 championships. He's like, people need to be patient. I don't listen to this crap, So like, it was really pugnacious almost, and like, I've wanted this guy to develop a relationship with the fans, and like, maybe negging, to borrow a page out of the pickup artist playbook from the mid 2000s. Like, I feel like Lattanzio was like negging me for criticizing him, and now I like him even more. I don't know. Like, is that a real phenomenon? What's happening there?
Yeah, so like Jorge said, I think everything sounds better in Spanish, and I think he finally showed a little bit of cojones. Okay. And I've been wanting to see that from him for a little while. That whole thumbs up to the fan, holding Lattanzio out shirt, that whole, oh, you want to see me out? Well, just watch this. Mm-hmm. Like, I wanted to see that, man. You're Italian. Give us a little bit of that, that Italian passion, that fire, man. Stick up for yourself. And hey, if I'm over here saying Lattanzio out, at the end of the day, I want you to prove me wrong. I want you to succeed. Prove me wrong so that my team wins. At the end of the day, we're 100%. All Charlotte FC fans. So I like to see that from him. I thought a little bit of that fire was just what the team needed, maybe the locker room.
Yeah, and it's also kind of a way, like, we talk about all the criticisms that MAR got, obligatory MAR mention on the Charlotte Soccer Show, but there's a way to talk about your team level, the level that your team is at. And there's a way to acknowledge when you say we're screwed or I'm not a magician, what do you expect me to do with this crew? That's one way to say that my team's not good enough and you sound like a jerk making fun of your own team. Latanzio can come out and say, well, we're not Real Madrid. And then it's like, okay, that's sort of an objective compare. Like that kind of like puts it in like, well, yeah, it's okay to say that. You're not necessarily like making your team look bad by saying that. And you are setting like where the level should be, right? Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah, Jorge's giving me a Spanish lesson in the comments. I appreciate it, bud.
Love that. We absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Latanzio tiene los cojones, tiene razón, Luke. You know, yeah, that means you know what you're talking about. I believe, from my Spanish experience, I used to.
It's something, yeah.
My ex is bilingual. There. Yeah. So what can I say? Yeah.
So yeah, I think that really focusing on moving forward, my biggest I think statement or takeaway was, let's not make this a flash in the pan. We've had 2 other wins of the season so far, and we haven't been able to translate that into a winning trend or a winning mentality at the club. So I want to see us come out and maybe put a little streak together. Let's get 2 or 3 wins. Let's get the team really flowing and connecting on and off the field. That's what I would love to see. And we, we're still waiting on that. Latanzio said it's a project. It's a development project. We're not Real Madrid. We don't have it all together right now. We're developing the team. Mm-hmm. So let's see that development. But at the end of the day, you just saw 2 coaches in MLS fired today who were a point off of us in the standings and better goal differential than we have. So we got to put up goals. It's not enough to just win, but let's beat somebody by 2 or 3 goals. Let's really shove it down their throat. Let's see that fire on the pitch.
Yeah, and I'll take full egg on my face. The way I phrased it when I saw this lineup, Bridget McCall says, I always believed in Laddie except for 5 minutes when I saw the lineup. B. Davis, my initial reaction to the lineup was, ugh, boy, was I wrong. I said, this does not look like the type of 11 that you put out when you need a must win, but it's a must win, so let's win. And they proved me wrong. That I love it. I love to be wrong about stuff like that. Call it an emotional hit. It's like betting on my team to lose when I tweet something like that. And then if they win, I'm happy. I don't really care. I'd much rather have my team win than my tweet be correct. So that's really what it's all about. So
yeah, well, I've lost enough money betting on Charlotte FC this season, so I don't think I'll be doing that again.
Yeah, John swore off it. Last episode, John said he's put his last bet on Charlotte FC to win in 2023, and we'll see if he holds to that. But
I will say, when I see Gaines in the lineup, I'm still optimistic because going back to football, there's a saying: you can't teach speed. And that kid has it. He just needs to work on that crossing. He needs to work on some of the touches. When he's down, getting towards that end line, he's got to make sure he stays in bounds, doesn't go right out the back side of the pitch. But you know what? I mean, I think we really put together him and Miram from both sides, that 1-2 punch.
So let's talk lineup because we'll wrap it up here in a few minutes. Thanks to everyone who's joining us here on the Charlotte Soccer Show YouTube live stream. Streaming live on the Twitter page. Also, we have so much fun with these discussions and these chats. We love repping for this club and like making the tifos are out and about and join in the conversation. It's great. All of your comments just warm my heart and make me feel good to go. I feel almost as warm as John and Rachel do down there on the beach, soaking it up, probably drinking Mai Tais or some type of beach cocktail. But I want to talk about the Open Cup. We got a big match on Tuesday. It's the reason Latanzio was giving this salty press conference today. We figure with this yellow card suspensions blocking them from next Saturday, we can probably expect Jones and Copetti will play. They said Juszwiak is available. I think he'll get some minutes. Maybe he starts. Do you have a full 11 in mind of who you'd like to see, or what are some highlights of what you expect to see if you don't have the full 11?
I really don't. I mean, it's going to come down to the factors that as fans we can't see. Who's right now feeling it in training, who's conditioned, who has the energy, and then who do we need to play on Saturday, given rest to the right guys. I'm always the cup, but I think
always the cup, always.
That's not necessarily going to be what's going to save Latanzio's job. So he has to focus on those regular season wins. And so I think realistically, the club puts a priority on Saturday's game. We're going to see some Crown Legacy players, and I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody like Cambridge.
No, Cambridge got the red. Remember, Cambridge got the double yellow at the end.
In the last cup. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair play.
There was 2 red cards that were second yellows, and none of the 4 yellows were actual yellows. The refereeing was horrible in that Open Cup match, I got to say.
Well,
there were just
we know
a lot of soft yellows.
We know CONCACAF and MLS refs, man. We know what they do to us.
Yeah, I mean, Don Garber wants to criticize the Open Cup. That was a story that came out this week. I know you and the Don go way back. What'd you think of that?
I mean, besides thinking he's a clown, he seems to put on the face paint. Dude, this is the United States. We all love an underdog story. Right. I don't know anybody who would not cheer for a lower level team to come up and beat an MLS team. It's not going to be us this year, thankfully. But no, man, Don is a clown. Yeah. We need to broadcast. We need to fund U.S. Open Cup. Yeah, the reason the product doesn't look good on TV is because nobody's bankrolling it, Don.
Right.
Let's use let's use this next $500 million expansion fee for San Diego. Let's use that to go ahead and fund some of the lower level competitions in the Open Cup, man.
Sure, a lot of the money that the Premier League contributes to the British FA, English FA, helps fund a lot of what makes the FA Cup so great. And I love the Open Cup. And I have 3 words for Don, the soccer Don Garber. 4, actually, I have 7 words. 4 in one phrase: "Come on the show." You're always welcome, Don. And the other 3 are always the cup. So don't talk trash on the U.S. Open Cup, please. So, is there anyone you don't want to see? I want to make sure if I see Westwood playing on Tuesday, I'm like, oh man, we're really hurting for dudes in depth and stuff like that. I think he needs the week off to get ready for Atlanta. Back-to-back games on turf for him is going to be kind of rough. Bronny, I think, comes back in this. I think it's Bronny Jones. I think it's Copetti. I think it's Juszwiak. I think it's Mello. I think it's Mello. I don't know. Defensively,
I don't want to see Malanda. I mean, I know the test results came back negative. And he's going to be questionable tomorrow, but I don't want to see him on the pitch.
Yeah, he should not, and Melanda should not be playing in the Open Cup at all. So I don't know. It comes down to what Jorge says. It's all about who's healthy first off, and how do we adjust. It's a big test for Laddie Daddy, and if he's all the way back, if Salty Laddie is the new normal, if that's what we have to get used to, if he's gonna tell me things about. That I'm the one with the problem when I'm criticizing him, I guess, then I'm going to have to just sit back and take it, I guess. Now, Jack Neely. Could Jack Neely play tomorrow with the first team? That's an interesting one for sure.
I've heard that take. I think it's a good one. I like Neely. I've been to some of the Crown Legacy games. I like him a lot. I think that he absolutely is the type of player who can step in here. What I am not clear on, and I would love to hear somebody maybe like Vaughn give us an idea, this 18-man U.S. Open Cup roster, who's eligible to play tomorrow? That makes a big difference.
Sure. Is Miram eligible? There was questions of is Miram eligible. He did not play in the RLCL Cup match earlier this year. He wasn't on the bench even, so he could be available. But he's 34, right? So does he need to play Saturday, Tuesday? I don't think so.
Yeah, and I did hear last year that there are special conditions for transfers and injuries. Okay. So I know that there are allowances made for those situations.
This is not for tomorrow, but I got to throw Alex Ventura's comment here because it's like ever present in the back of my mind. It's like an involuntary reflex. Bring back Guzman Crujo. I agree. Hopefully very soon. Brian Romero in tomorrow's cup match for the first team. What do we like that?
I do, man. As a U.S. national team fan and supporter, I want to see him on the pitch any way we can.
Romero to Enzo assist. How beautiful would that be?
I'll take it. I will say, as far as tomorrow goes, I think this is a classic trap game for Orlando. I think our biggest advantage is going to be the home field advantage with them traveling to us, playing in Matthews, and having our passionate fans out there making as much noise as we can. I think that can really make the difference on a random Tuesday night game that a lot of the players traveling all the way up here to North Carolina may not be taking seriously.
I love what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I believe we have a question in the chat. Is it going to be, this is from Christopher Gallagher, is it going to be on TV or available on a stream? I believe it's on Golazzo Network. So it should be a free stream. If you get the Paramount app and you need you need to have a username, but you don't necessarily need to have a subscription. I think it's free, but get the Paramount Plus app. And even if you don't subscribe to Paramount Plus, I think you can get Golazzo. You might have to sub. I'm not sure. Forgive me if I'm wrong there. It's pretty cheap anyway, and you get so much freaking soccer. I would definitely just subscribe to Paramount Plus if it was me. But Golazzo will have it. It's I don't know if it's on any like CBS like cable systems or whatever. It's a CBS owned network, but yeah.
It was just added to some of the systems about last month, I think.
I love it. Yeah. CBS Sports Golazzo Network. I think it streams on browser. I think you don't even need the app, to be honest. I think you can stream it on your browser. I think you can just like open up a tab and go to Golazzo Network. So
thanks, Brandon.
Davis says it's on Pluto TV, which is free. So lots of free ways to watch, should be. So that's pretty cool. I got my ticket. I work till 7, so I'm gonna have to like race out there, but I do have a ticket. I've been told I have a seat saved for me, so we'll see. I'm gonna try to get out there because I do hate Orlando that much that I would love to go watch them lose, and it is always the Cup. So yeah, everything's good. I want to close it out for the most part. Who do you think Mark's in goal tomorrow? Is Mark's now our Cup goalie?
I heard he picked up a knock in training before last game.
Oh, that's right. Would it be Pablo? I mean, is it Pablo then? I guess yeah. Pablo was on the bench on Saturday against NYC.
Yeah,
I plays the Cup.
I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Like Jorge said, we'll have to see who's conditioned, who's feeling healthy, and that's always a concern. Is Bender back from the cold?
We don't know. We don't know exactly what was there. I think there's some HIPAA laws involved. I do think it will be Cisniega myself, but we'll see. I want to as we wrap up here, I got one more video clip to show that I have teed up. And this is Christian Kalina post-game. It made all the difference in the world to have Kalina back. As much as we love Georgie Marks, and I know there's going to be some, I know good, tremendous friend of the show, Bridget McCall, is going to say, well, you can't, Marks is the man. And I get it, but he is the man. But there's just something about Christian Kalina. Watch this post-game reaction. Watch Ashley Westwood, his new teammate and new captain, stare lovingly into Christian Kalina's eyes.
Hey, we got beer today, huh? Congratulations. Congrats, right? Congrats. Well done.
Look at the kids at the end. It was Kids Day at the stadium, and you could hear him shouting Kalina. There was a presence in the box that I had not seen by either Pablo or George all season, and man, Kalina just made me feel so much more confident.
The Croatian sensation, baby.
Mm-hmm. King Kalina. Yeah, we have a lot of kings on the team, but whether he starts Tuesday or not, I expect him to be starting Saturday, and we, very soon after this Cup match, it's going to be Mission Atlanta. So we will be back Thursday. We are bringing back the watch parties next weekend at EPR. We were the show went on a road trip to DC last road game, but we are coming and we back to EPR this next weekend for the Atlanta match. Can't wait for that. Luke, I know you got things going on in South Carolina. What's the South Carolina watch party situation that you got going down there? You got a good setup as well, right?
Yeah, the official setup, Fort Mill, South Carolina. It's at Replay Brewing in Kingsley, right off of I-77. Fantastic time. Bring your own food, and they have some amazing beers on tap.
Yeah. So thank you so much for filling in. How about Alex Ventura loves your work, so that's very cool. Everybody let Luke in the comments know how much you loved him and his fill-in work. Click like on the video, please. I don't usually give the whole likes and smash the button and all that, but if you're in the 20 or so people that watch this all the way through, we cannot thank you enough from the bottom of our heart. And just do one more step and click the like button, because that will help the video hit any metrics or whatever it needs to hit. I don't know. For me, it's all about the conversation that we were able to have here over these last 40 minutes. And I don't know what you guys are doing. I got to go. I got a concert to go to. I got to get uptown. I'm going to see the Flaming Lips.
Oh, so, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. So they're about to probably get started right now. So I might miss the first song or two. But y'all rock. Brandon Davis says, Luke, awesome job. Bridget says, good job, Luke. The commenters made it all good. And Justin Miram said it earlier. And whenever we have a special guest, I love to give it up. Can you send us out with the tagline, please, my brother?
Absolutely. Shout out to the host with the most, my man's DannyBrams. For the crown, baby.